What's up, everybody? Welcome on into the Open Championship 2025 show. Myself, Mr. Zach, and a very special guest is joining us today. The co-founder of our brand new partner, Thomas Adams Apparel, Mr. Jacob Harris is in the building. My man, it is great to have you here. How are things going on this beautiful Tuesday?
What's up, Riggs? Yeah, it's happy to be on, man. Thanks for having me. And Zach, always good to see you.
Good to see
Zach and I
you.
played baseball in college, so I've known him for a long time. It's always good to see his face. But everything's going good, man. We're busy. We got a lot of stuff coming out. Working on some summer drops right now. We're dropping some good polos, some good hats, getting good feedback from people. They see the hats. They're, oh man, this is great. They put the polo on. They're like, man, this is just like the stuff I bought. I'm like, I know, it's good. It's good, man. That's we
Mhm.
we pride ourselves in the quality of the the apparel that we put out. We don't want to try to sell something that is not going to make someone put it on and they're not going to be happy with what they wear. Same when it comes to the hats. We want you to put the hat on that it's going to be comfortable, it's going to look good, it's going to last you a long time. And it's fun to wear, right? You put it on and you look good.
Yes,
That's
sir.
You look good, feel good, right? That's a good saying in golf, right? You
That's what
look
they
good, you play
say.
good, you feel good. So
Yeah,
we figured it'd probably be a good thing to do the same. So yeah, man,
yeah.
everything's going good.
Hey, if I'm going to show up to the course and the competition starts when I get there, and if I look better than the homies, I'm already winning. So it's all, I might shoot a 108, but I'm already winning. So it's all good.
Hey,
But that's
that's what
it,
matters.
guys.
That's
Make
what
sure to check out
matters.
the website, thomasadamsapparel.com. Their ads right there are going to be moving through on the bottom of the screen as we get going here. But we got a great tournament we're talking about here today. We got the Open Championship once again, 2025, the defending champion, Mr. Xander Schauffele. This is going to be a fun one here. We do have an article up on our website, sportsforummedia.com, from our man Ajayi Benjamin. This article is also brought to you by our friends over at Thomas Adams Apparel. You guys can go ahead and take a deeper read of this in your own time. But for now, we're going to go ahead and get moving here. This one taking place July 17th through the 20th at Royal Portrush Golf Club there in Northern Ireland. And I do want to point out, yes, Xander Schauffele is the defending champion, but that man, Shane Lowry, won it the last time here in 2019 when it was played. Prize purse of $17 million. Winners share $3.1 million. 72-hole stroke play over 4 days. After 36 hole, the top 70 and ties do advance. And obviously this one could end up in sudden death. Zach, I do want to ask you, my man, looking at this course overall, we saw some rough there on that course last week. What are you expecting here in Northern Ireland?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little different than what we saw last week. I think this course is going to play a little more open in the fairways a little bit, but I think the tough thing here is going to be these greens. These greens are not only elevated, but they're going to be a little bit smaller than what they're used to. And so having these smaller greens that are elevated, I think that's going to play a big factor. It's going to be a little different than what we saw last weekend. I don't think the rough is going to be as tough, so I think that might be okay. But I think around the greens is really where it's going to boil down to here in this one.
Coming down to the greens, Jacob, anything you're focused on here on this course, man, whether it's coming off the tee, staying out of the rough, is it driving distance, driving power? What are we looking at here for the golfers to kind of have a good weekend and or things they might want to avoid?
I play golf a lot, and I always say that the driver is the most important club in the bag, because if you get in that fairway and
Mm,
you got a good shot into the green, you're going to set yourself up in a good position. These guys all hit it pretty far already. You never know with the weather over there, but if they're hitting fairways, I think they're going to put themselves in a good spot. Kind of like what Zach mentioned, though. You got to hit the greens. The greens are the biggest thing. I know around the greens, it's going to be tough. It's always tough if you're missing, and you're going to have to chip up and get it pretty close for par. And so, I'm really thinking the guys that have the good iron play and also are very accurate with the driver, they're going to stand
mm.
out this week. They're going to have a good week. They're going to perform pretty well. And there's a couple guys I have in mind that I think are going to do pretty good.
Well, we are going to be talking about those best bets here in just a minute, folks. As you guys know, we always got our outright winners, our top 10, top 20, our long shot picks, as well as one of the big dogs that we're looking to fade here on the week. Speaking of big dogs, let's talk about Mr. Scotty Scheffler, the number one player in the world. I don't really have to explain why this guy is the number one player in the world. If you even know what golf is, you know exactly who he is. You might know him in an orange jumpsuit, but you know who he is. This guy right here going to be coming in calm as ever. Like our man Ajayi here mentioned, a calm approach could be just what he needs to handle the unpredictable weather, and that's exactly who the guy is. Rory McIlroy making a deep run at it there last week. At one point, looked like he was actually going to pull it off. Obviously, coming back to his home country, got to compete. John Rahm, Bryson DeChambeau, Xander Schauffele, all amongst the favorites. Schauffele once again coming in with the 2024 win. And then, like I mentioned, 2019 at this course, Shane Lowry was the winner here. So that said, Zach, I do want to ask you, man, looking at the big dogs on the board, we'll get those odds for you guys in just a minute. Is there one of these big names that you're staying off this week?
Staying off this week, I don't know. For me, that's tough. There's not one in particular that sticks out to me. I think towards the back end of that group, excuse me, I would like to say I think Xander's going to find himself towards the back end of the top 10, maybe top 10, top 15. That's my guess here. So I guess if I would be fading someone, I would fade Schauffele a little bit. I don't think he's going to be a top 5. I don't think he's going to be there. So if I had to pick one, I'm going to go Schauffele.
Well, if I had to remind you, Zach, I want to say you faded Schauffele last week. And I mean, look, man, it worked out pretty darn well for you. So doubling down on the Xander Schauffele fade. Takes some guts to fade that guy 2 weeks in a row. But we've been talking about him, man. The guy just doesn't have that clutch gene. There's something there where on Sunday you don't trust him to get it done on tough courses. And I'm kind of right there with you. I'm not really loving Xander Schauffele this weekend either. Jacob, one of these guys, once again, Rahm, DeChambeau, Schauffele, big names, Rory, Shane, Scotty. Mm-hmm. And once again, I got those odds for you guys. So any of these guys you're staying off?
It's interesting, right? Because Scotty, I saw an actual video this morning of him talking about his approach to how he approaches tournaments now, and he's won so much, and he's like, what's really the purpose? And you'd want to fade a guy after hearing that because it's like, are you really that excited to play in this event? But it's Scotty, and you can't fade Scotty. He's that good. Yeah, he's just one of the best. But thinking about the link style, of course, and the way the ball runs, right? You got Bryson, big hitter, right? Guy just absolutely knocks the cover off the ball. And I think, depending on the weather and depending on his driver, if it is cooperating with him, which it tends to for the most part, but you never know. One day it could get out of hand. And if that ball's rolling and it gets into that rough and the thick stuff, man, he could have a tough time. I'm a big Bryson fan. I really am. But we've seen him have his struggles off the tee this year, at one of the rounds during the weekend. And so I would say I could see him running into trouble, especially with the style, of course.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. Bryson feels like, I guess maybe he gets out to that crazy -7, -8 lead and he can't miss and everything's great. But it feels like one of these rounds, things are going to just take a very, very bad turn for the worst. None of the drives are going to be hitting the fairway. And like you mentioned, coming off the tee, I'm kind of right there with you. I'm one of those guys, I put a lot of stock in the driving game. And if you just can't consistently get it on there, man, I have a really tough time putting money on you for 4 days to walk away and get something done. So all that said, I know both of you guys were liking Tommy Fleetwood last week, and I'm not saying the guy had a necessarily bad week, but I mean, looking at the board here, if you notice, all these guys have pretty much won this tournament, and then there's Tommy Fleetwood just chilling right there. I don't really love that at 28-1. I think he's a little bit high on this board for me. I'm going to say that this dude's going to have a career weekend, and I'm going to feel like an idiot, but I'm okay with it here. So I'm going to fade Tommy in this spot. But one other guy that I'm a little hesitant on is the guy right next to him, Victor Hovland. Once again, Zach mentioned it last week, coming off that neck injury. Is he 100%? I'm not sure yet. And once again, at the odds, I just don't think there's enough value there. So there's a few guys you guys might want to stay off here this weekend. But speaking of that, let's talk about winners here. Obviously, Scotty Scheffler plus 450 to win this thing. Rory McIlroy at 750. John Rahm at 12-1, which John Rahm, I just want to remind everybody, this dude's an absolute monster of a golfer. Yes, he's a live golfer. Yes, he doesn't have to try anymore. But this is one of the few tournaments during the year where he actually gets to try to win golf tournaments. And once again, $3.1 million on the line here. I want to ask you straight up, Jacob, before I get your winner, is John Rahm in consideration this week, or do you think he's just not playing at that elite level anymore?
No, I like Rombo. I really do. I think, he's had some tough showings lately, but if you kind of stay up with Liv a little bit, he has some good showings, really and truly at the Liv events. Everyone complains about live and if it's really that competitive and stuff, but all these guys are so good. They don't lose their competitive edge. They really don't. They are there to win. That's the reason why they play as much as they do. I like Rob a lot actually in this. I think his style and his grit to want to be the best is there for this weekend, and I can see him pulling off a pretty good win here. Actually, I like him a lot.
Thank you for saying Rombo, because I was talking to someone about golf the other day, and they were like, "Yeah, what's your take on John Rahm?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love Rombo." And they were like, "Who's Rombo?" And I was just like, "All right, I shouldn't be having this conversation at this very moment." So that said, though, once again, Bryson DeChambeau at 20-1, Xander 25. The list goes on from there. Like I mentioned, you were on Tommy Fleetwood as well last week. Where are you kind of looking for this winner? Is it somewhere on this big 8 board, or are you going to be looking down the board here? Jacob, sorry.
Oh, sorry, I lost you there for a second. Um, you know, you see that Terrell Hatton there on the end of the page, and
Uh-huh.
he's a sneaky little guy, man. He likes to get in there. Obviously, I think he's English, isn't he? What is he? Is he English? I think he is.
Hatton is, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, he grew up playing these courses, and every time, it seems like there's a big tournament, his name is up there in the leaderboard. He will get into the weekend. He's going to play good. He obviously likes to show his emotions when he plays, and it fires him up to push him to keep going. I do like him a lot. Someone that I do like that is not really on that leaderboard is Sepp Straka. I like Straka's iron play. He is probably one of the
Mm-hmm.
best. And I'm looking at the leaderboard actually right here from last weekend, and he got 7th place. And this guy's a player. He can play. He can throw the ball out there. He can get it close to the greens. He's going to make his birdies. Um, I really think Hatton and Straka have a chance. I'd lean more towards Straka just because he's had a lot of success this year. He started out hot, got a little cold, and then I think he's picking it back up again, though. I think and especially in this tournament, playing overseas at the Open, it's obviously you want to do good there if you're an overseas player.
Mm-hmm. Amen to that. Well, Tyrell Hatton, it's been a minute since someone threw his name out there, but you are right. The Englishman himself coming in at 30-1. This was a guy that Bryson Owens, one of our analysts, was loving there for a really, really long time. And then Tyrell just kind of hung around, like you mentioned, got a lot of those 7th places, a lot of those top 10s,
Hmm.
waiting for the big time breakthrough this year. Maybe this could be it right here, right now. And then Sepp Straka, man, I can't blame you. I mean, 50-1 on a guy that's playing this good at golf overall right now, just placing top 10s all over the place. I'm all over Sepp Straka as well. That said, though, I'm not on him to win, so that should be a fun one. I hope you cash that ticket there. But Zach, looking at 1, maybe 2 guys that you like to win this one, where are you going?
I'm all over that Tyrell Hatton with Jacob.
Mhm.
I'm big into him. I mean, 14th at the Masters, I think that's huge in itself. And then top 4 at the US Open, those 2 right there, those are huge tournaments of golf. And I think he's really got a good shot here. I really like that money line for him too. So I'm gonna also follow Jacob with that Tyrell Hatton. But I got another one. I like Matt Fitzpatrick. I think this course favors to his style of play a lot. And I don't know his exact odds on there, but I
55.
do really feel him. Yeah, I think that's a good one as well. Kind of up there with Straka. I think he kind of falls more towards a little bit of a long shot, maybe not too much of a long shot, but I do think that he's going to be up there in the top. I mean, he was up there last week as well at the Genesis, and he was top 4 right there, 12 under. So I think he's going to keep that going into this weekend as well.
Well, I was not going to originally put this guy anywhere on my bingo card, but now that I'm seeing the odds, I can't avoid him. I mean, are we going to act like Patrick Cantley isn't chilling at 60-1 odds right now behind guys like Jordan Spieth? I mean, no offense to Brooks Koepka, but he's not playing good enough golf to be above Patrick Cantley right now. So I don't really know what that's all about. Joaquin Niemann, I mean, good golfer. Do I like him here? Not really. Robert McIntyre, I know once again, if you were going to bet that guy, it felt like last week was kind of the week to bet that guy, in my opinion. So I don't know, man. I'm looking at Patrick Cantley here at 60-1. It might take all day and it might be sundown before they get done golfing, but I don't really care here. I like Patrick Cantley. He's patient. You're going to need patience on this course. I do like him there. I could call him my long shot, but I'm not going to do that. So I'll take Cantley at 60-1, and then I'm going to scroll way, way up this list here, kind of get boring. Oh, wait, no, I'm not. I'm going to take another guy that's being disrespected, Justin Thomas at 50 to 1 odds. I don't know what the odds makers are looking at, but I disagree with you. So I could go up there. I could ride Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, John Rahm. The list goes on. I like these two long shots, but I do love what Jacob said there about John Rahm at 12 to 1. I would be willing to kind of counter my bets a little bit with a Scotty Sprinkle, John Sprinkle, and then rock with the 250 and 60 to 1ers. And these guys also giving some great odds. So we got some fun ones here for you. But that said, looking back here at the odds, we got top 10 for this tournament here. Got top 10s right here on this right side column for you guys. Looking for some plus money. The only two guys not in the plus money category are the two favorites. And then immediately you are in plus money territory. So Jacob, looking here, man, at your top 10 golfer for this week, who's going to compete but fall short?
I like that Ludwig Oddberg right there. Ludwig is he's a solid player, man. He's going to go out there and perform. I think that's an easy one though to pick as a top 10, really and truly, because he's just a good golfer, right? I mean, he's going to go out there, he's going to do good, he's going to perform, he's going to go out there and try to win this thing. And I see a top 10 being easy for him. I think a good top 10, which maybe a lot of people aren't thinking of, is Mr. America himself, Mr. Keegan Bradley. Keegan Bradley, man, that guy he is a player. He's going to go out there and he is going to give it his all. And I really do think that he has a chance to get inside that top 10. I don't know if he's got enough in him to get up there to win or get inside that top 5, but the top 10, I do like that for him.
Right, you guys saw me scroll. There's Keegan Bradley there at plus 550. I didn't know if I was ever going to find the guy. But Jacob, I love what you're saying, man, about plus 550 here on a guy that's kind of being disrespected. The dude hasn't been competing for some of the biggest teams in the world if he wasn't sitting here playing good golf, and now he's at 100 to 1. I agree with you. Am I willing to go Keegan for the win this weekend? Maybe not, but willing for a top 10 at plus 5. That's better odds than Scotty Scheffler to win the damn thing. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, at what point do you have to just take a shot here? So I like what you're saying. Also, Ludwig, one of those dudes I'm all over almost every week if you watch these shows. I'm almost a broken record with it. The guy is just so consistent here. But that said, there's 2 out of the way for you guys. Zach, who are you looking at?
I like Bryson in the top 10 here. I think, kind of like with what you guys said, I think it's going to be a little tough for him to win. I think we've seen a little inconsistent play, and we just haven't seen that kind of domination from him at these majors. So I'm not expecting Bryson to win, but I think he can find himself in the top 10. He's definitely been in some big-time moments this year, especially at the Masters when we saw him crumble there and kind of give it up. And that's where Rory took over and was able to win it. But I think we'll see Bryson kind of not fully succeed, but be able to see some sprouts of good things, handling himself in some tight moments. I think we'll see a little bit different than what we've seen in the past from Bryson. So I like Bryson top 10.
I like what you're saying there. That said, if I had to ride with you or ride with Jacob more on, or ride more of the fade here, I'm going to go with more of the fade of Bryson DeChambeau this week. I'm just concerned with him coming off the tee. But, hey, plus 200, I'm not arguing. Bryson DeChambeau here for a top 10 finish. I'm going to go back to the guy that I went for last week to get it done. He did let me down a little bit. I'm going Colin Morikawa here. I said it last week. I don't really need to reiterate it, but the guy's playing so consistently. Like you mentioned there earlier, Jacob, with your guy, this guy plays consistent golf. And does he win all the time? Maybe not, but he has the biggest sponsors for a reason. He's one of the guys on Full Swing on Netflix for a reason. He's a name everybody knows for a reason. I just trust him when it comes to winning big tournaments. And this is a big-time tournament. So Colin Morikawa, plus 240 here. And then finally, guys, your top 20 picks before we get the massive odds, trying to get the people paid so they can go ahead and quit their jobs on Monday morning. Looking at top 20, we'll go ahead and move these odds over for you guys. Top 20 is now in the left side column, so looking to get plus money. We'll go ahead. I mean, I'm going to leave Tommy Fleetwood up there, just in case one of you guys really want to go with your boy Tommy. But other than Tommy Fleetwood, everybody from that point on is plus money here. Jacob, who's your favorite?
I'm gonna say, man, Tommy Fleetwood. That'd be too easy to give the people for a top 20. I I do think Jake Knapp, you got Jake Knapp, you got Ben Griffin, you got all these younger dudes that are going out there, Maverick McNeely even, that are going out there and they're throwing darts and they want to, I mean, they're trying to make a name for themselves, right? And I
Hmm.
really do think, you know, out of those three guys, Ben Griffin has been playing great. He was on a real heater recently. He still is playing, I would say, pretty good. You can have an off week here and there, but the swing's there for him. He's obviously doing good. There's a reason why, he's in these tournaments. He earned it. Um, so I would say Ben Griffin, and then actually I didn't even think of this guy, the two glove slinger is what I like to call him, Aaron Rye. He's always up there, man. That guy is a player. A lot of people don't really talk about him. But I mean, he performs. He's going to go out there and he's going to show up, and um,
Hmm.
I think he'll do good too for a top 20. I think him and Ben Griffin are both really good picks, just for their consistency and probably willingness to win to get their name out there. They want to make a name for themselves.
I know you're throwing both guys out, but if I had to ask, if the people said, Jacob, my man, I got $10 left in my betting account, I'm only picking one. Who's the guy I should rock with here? Who would you trust?
I'd go with Ben Griffin. I think he's had more success over the year. And he's got that. Hopefully, I think he's still carrying a little bit momentum from his wins, recent wins and stuff. And this is a big one for him. He's won on a smaller
Yeah.
scale. Let's go get a big one.
Yep. All right, Ben Griffin is locked in. Aaron Rye, though, you nailed it. I'm right there with you. I remember last year, Ludwig was one of those guys, right? That it was kind of like
Yeah.
most people, especially the first half, they didn't really pay attention to him. All of a sudden, the guys that watch golf a lot were like, oh my God, like this is the guy to take right now every single week until they fix it. And I think Aaron, is he on the same trajectory? Maybe not, but is he a competitive golfer who gets a little bit disrespected? Absolutely, yes. So
Yeah.
two guys for you right there. But Zach, your top 20 pick, my man. Are we staying here? Are we going deeper down the board? We picking one of the favorites, going safe? What are we thinking?
One I really like that sticks out is Adam Scott. So Adam Scott, I mean, he had a solid week last week. The Genesis finished top 17, and I think we've really seen some good things sprouting out from here and there. And I think this course is going to favor him a little bit to his play. I think he's going to be dialed in with the irons a little bit and be able to put it up tight and close on the green. And I think, yeah, with this course being a little bit in his favor, I think it's a little bit of an easy top 20, but I think he'll be more so towards like 15, top 15. So I like Adam Scott.
Top 15er for Adam Scott. That is an interesting pick there. You guys are staying kind of right here in this little juicy part of the board, which now I'm kind of debating like, well, do I be lame? Do I go with a big time favorite to get this thing done? Do I go deeper and try to get the people paid? I know you mentioned Maverick McNeely there, Jacob. I am a Maverick McNeely guy. I think there's a lot of value on him week to week. So all that said, I got to go with the guy who won here in 2019, and he almost was my big time winner I was going to pick here. But Shane's one of those guys, kind of like Xander. He plays really well. He's there on Sunday. I'm always cheering for him. He always lets me down, but I still love him deep down in my heart. So top 20 at these kind of odds here, I'm just not going to leave it on the board. So
Yeah.
Shane Lowry, folks, if you fade this guy in Ireland, you might as well fade him everywhere else, because if he's going to play good golf, this is where he's going to do it. So good luck to you guys there. Top 10s, winners, top 20s, golfers to fade. Now it is time to get the people paid. We're looking at our long shots, 70 to 1 or deeper, gentlemen. I'll go ahead and get those odds up here in just a second. But Jacob, starting with you, man, give us a name. Tell the people how to turn $5 into about 500.
Oh man, that is tough. We haven't talked about this one guy, and I guarantee you his odds aren't going to be outside the 70. Justin Rose is on my mind of being a guy that's going to go out there and perform. I know that he is not anywhere near, though, outside the top 70. I actually probably need you to pull up the odds to look at it, because I don't even know who's out there. Oh, would you look at that?
75 to
He is in there.
1
Well, there's my
right
guy,
here.
Justin Rose.
Yep.
There he is. There you go, right
Yep.
there. I think that's him. That was
Okay.
easy.
That was
I
easy.
think, he went out there and, he had that playoff. I can't remember what tournament it was with Rory.
Yep.
Was it the Masters? I think it was the
I
Masters.
believe it was. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Justin Rose is right there. He's playing good golf, man. And I'm looking at the leaderboard from last week. He got sixth place. Uh, I mean, come on, right? The guy's playing good. He's going to go out there in these big tournaments. He's going to want to win. Like I keep saying, these guys want to win. They're not going out there to get fifth place. Every single one of these guys in this field is wanting to win. That's why they play. They want to be the best of the. They want to beat the best of the best. And I think
Yeah.
Justin Rose, he's creeping up there in age. You don't know how much longer he's got. Being able to perform at these levels, and I really think with those odds, that guy right there is. I love Justin Rose. Love it.
Oh, I like what you're saying there with Jay Rose, 75-1. I was actually mentioning this to Zach last week. I took Justin Rose as a potential first round leader candidate because I said, look, this guy has had a couple moments where he's come out
Yeah.
hot and you're kind of like, whoa, Justin Rose. And then the old man kicks in. Day 3, his shoulder hurts, probably can't barely walk, looking like Tiger limping up the course. And you're like, oh, Jay Rose, don't do me like this. But it's kind of like Shane Lowry. Like you
Yeah.
can't look at these odds in this location and not take these golfers who still have those big time moments. So love what you're saying here with Justin Rose. Zach, your big time winner. Where are we looking?
Ooh, I really like Justin Rose. I'm with you. I like everything you said there, Jacob. I think you said a lot of good points there, especially looking off last week. I mean, that's a big momentum builder coming into this week. So I'm gonna follow Jacob there, but I'm gonna pick another guy just for the sake of this. I do like Justin Thomas. I got Justin Thomas on here, and
Oh man.
I think just I don't know. Every now and then you gotta throw it out there. And if we're picking a sleeper pick, I just got a gut feeling. Nothing other than a gut feeling for this. Just straight out of it, hoping something comes of it. I think he struggled a little bit last week. I'm gonna try and pull it up here. I think he was top 22. Yeah, top 22 last week. So not his best performance, but
yeah. I had him top 20. I'm sitting there. I'm like, hey, Justin, if you could hit, make any putt, maybe hit a fairway, maybe not 3-putt one of these times, and then the bro misses it by a stroke. Yeah, it was unbelievable for a guy who bet him top 20.
It was rough. It was rough. I got a change of events this weekend.
Okay. I like what you're saying. You already know I'm on JT as well. So I love that pick at 50-1. It's honestly, man, almost every tournament that exists, I'm willing to put some kind of bet in on JT, whether it's top 10, 20, or the winner. The guy just plays good golf. You never know when he's going to break through. It's usually the tournament that you stop betting on him, that he just wipes the floor with everybody. So, you go ahead and approach the Kaufman. I hope it does, honestly, because I'm really high on JT. But all that said here, I'm going to go overly deep. Probably a little bit too far here, but there's two guys' names that are standing out to me. First off, Minwoo Lee here at 110-1 is one of those guys where you don't know when he's going to play well. I do have a few question marks with him coming to Ireland for this one. Will he be the same golfer? I don't know, but he is one of those guys where I think if he can catch a little fire early in this tournament, he's got the stamina for this tournament. He does play incredibly good golf when he starts to get into a rhythm. I think he's worth a look here in this one. And then one guy that Zach, I kind of gave this guy his temper tantrums a bit of a tough time last week, but Wyndham Clark is coming in 130-1. And I just don't know when you get a competitor like that, if I'm willing to just let the guy walk away at 130-1. 70-1, I ain't touching him. 130-1, you're telling me I can get 130 foot longs for $5? Come on, bro. I got to take my shots here. So Wyndham Clark might just be worth a little bit of a sprinkle here. But I do want to ask either of you guys, is there any golfer for a win or a cut that you're going to be looking at? Anyone else that we haven't mentioned here today that you want to make sure you mention before we get out of here?
I think this is a bold take, but it's a gut feeling like Zach came out with. I do not like Rory McIlroy in this tournament. It's his home course. Last time, I think he opened up with like a triple, I think, on the first hole or something when they played here. Um, I will say I think I might be a little biased in saying that. Rory and I just don't. I like the way he plays. He's a great player, but the personal life, when you're playing golf and you're about to hit a golf shot, and if you're thinking of other things that are affecting you, it's hard, man. The game's hard already, and if there are outside factors that are going to impact the way that he's striking the ball, the way that he's reading the putts, I mean, like Zach said, these greens are going to be tough, right? Speed's going to be a big factor, and I really do not like Rory McIlroy in this tournament. I think that that's something that he's going to struggle with. If he loses control of the driver, gets frustrated, it's downhill. It's going to tumble, domino effect all the way down. Um,
Mm.
so good old Rory and I aren't. I wouldn't say we're on a good page right now.
Okay. Okay. I mean, it's one of those things. I want to say one of us faded Bryson. I want to say was taking Rory a couple weeks back, and I went against him, and he was just looking at me, and he's like, "Why though? Like, why are you going to fade him? Like, I get that there's a few things that whatever, but he's like, how are you going to feel when Rory is up, -7 on the first day, or then are you
Yeah.
going to be regretting it? Like, and whatever." And I was like, well. No, I'm not going to be regretting it because Rory could choke. But the one thing I've noticed from Rory here this year that I feel like is a little bit different than usual is he usually starts hot and then he
Hmm.
falls. But this year he starts a little slow, and round 2 and 3 he starts kind of taking over the lead, getting in that final
Yep.
group. And at that point, well, now I'm petrified because I don't want to be against him now. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yep.
all that said, though, I'm with you here. I'm not super high on Rory. I don't think it's 7.5 to 1. There's a lot of value with Rory, so I'm going to join you on the Rory train. I like the hot take. Looking good there, Zach. Any other hot
Thank
takes, my
you.
man? Any other golfers to mention?
No, I mean, I'm gonna hop on that train too. I might fade Rory a little bit too. I think we've
Mm,
kind of seen, like, I'm gonna refer to the Masters a little bit. We saw the moment get a little too big. He did kind of come in clutch a little bit, and obviously he ended up winning, but he did kind of fall apart towards the end.
mhm.
And I think when he gets himself, he's an emotional guy. When he gets himself real emotional, like Jacob said, kind of having some thoughts going in his head that's not so much golf related, and the home course and a lot of that style atmosphere, it might get to his head a little bit, and he might put a little too much pressure on himself and kind of fall apart. And so I'll stick
Mm.
with that. Fade Rory a little bit.
All right. Well, all of a sudden, we just turned a hot take into a group take, which I'm not liking that one
I
very
like it.
much. So
That's not good.
hopefully,
3 for 3 is not good.
hopefully we. Oh
I
my
like it.
God, this dude's about to just run the tournament. We're gonna be sitting here like, well, burn your tickets. Try again next week. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. So
It's gonna be a
stay
good
tuned
take.
for that one. But I do want to ask you before we get out of here, Jacob, once again, man, coming on back here to Thomas Adams Apparel. We do appreciate you guys. We're looking forward to being partnered up with you guys here at the Sports Forum. But looking at the website here real quick, we got a few shirts, a few hats here. Obviously, the
Yeah, man.
pullovers are looking really good. I know we got a bunch of different merch dropping kind of throughout the summer, almost on a week-to-week basis at this point. Anything else you want to throw out there for the people, for those curious?
Yeah, so I guess just to give everybody a little history, right, on it real quick. I everything's done in-house. We're a small operation. I design everything on my own, and that's what makes it really fun, right? I'm getting inspired by looking at other things and thinking of patterns that could be cool. I want you to look good on the course. I want you to look good off the course. I want people, when you're wearing it, to ask you, "Hey, man, that's a cool shirt. Where'd you get that from?" And so the polos are one of my favorites. I wear them all the time. And, people, you could say I'm biased, but you put this next to, your big brand guys, and they're going to be pretty much right there with them. They're going to look good. They're going to fit good. They're going to last the test of time. The colors aren't going to fade. It's going to be a great, great product for you. We did some product upgrades where it's got the stiff collar on it. And so the collar is always going to have a clean, presentable look when you go to the office or something where it's going to look good. No one's going to come up to you and say, "Hey, man, you need to put a better looking shirt on." This actual polo that I have on right now is our Old Glory polo. It's got a great pattern. Looks good with jeans. Looks good on the course. It's a great versatile item to have. When it comes to the hats, the hats are fun, man. They're I would say probably one of the more fun things to sell because everybody has hats. I've got some people that have come up to me and be like, "Hey, man, I can't get any more hats. I got way too many." And I'm like, "Dude, there's never such thing as too many hats. Every hat that you buy has a story to it." Um, and the good thing about our hats, I think, is it's the quality, right? We go for the quality. And that's actually fun. You bring up the jet black. I actually have it sitting right here with me. Um, all of our hats right here. See the jet black. It's all the hats. They got the perforated holes on the side. They got the snapback on the back. They got a high quality sweatband. The best
Mhm.
part is they're all polyester, right? And so when it comes to cleaning the hat, like let's say you get it dirty, right? You get a smudge of dirt or something on it. You literally just run it under the water. It's gonna look brand new. It's gonna be a great looking product. And I think that's a fun thing to sell to people because you go to these places, you buy a hat that's a cotton hat, you get to wear it
I don't know, 10 times, then you're going to get it dirty. You're going to put it on. It's going to feel a little crusty with the sweat stains. It's just, just not good, right? But it's like, I just spent $40 on a hat and this is what I got out of it. And so, most of our products, all of our products, really and truly, the main purpose of them, right, is that you're going to be buying a product that's going to last you the test of time. It's going to look good. People are going to tell you, like, hey, man, where'd you get that from? And it's, I recommend trying it out, right? Just get one, let me know what you think, kind of thing. And I promise that you will be impressed with the quality of the hat, the quality of the polos, and everything else that we come out with. So,
And 15% off that first order, correct?
yes, that is correct on the website. Yeah. So if you go on the website, you'll be able to enter your email and you will be sent then a code for 15% off on your first order. And typically throughout the year, if there's a holiday event coming up or something coming up, we always like to throw out there, hey, we'll throw in an extra 10% just because why not? Right. We know our basis. We know kind of what we want. I want people to wear the brand. I want people to get out there. I want them to wear it. And it's fun. The more stuff that we come out with, the more people I see wearing it around town, and it's a cool feeling, man. Especially when you hear good things back from them. That's the best part, is when you hear good feedback. It gets a good feeling in your stomach. It's like, I did something good. Someone likes it, and they're wearing it, and they're proud of it.
Yes, sir. Well, appreciate the information, guys. Once again, thomasadamsapparel.com. You guys can go ahead and find more information. Check out the shop. Put your email in. Get yourself 15% off. Why not do yourself a favor? Like we mentioned at the beginning of the show, man, look good, feel good, play good for all you golfers out there and for all you non-golfers. I mean, once again, man, I see you sitting there in the office. You're looking good. I know we're a big crew that, the one day I'm not wearing a polo, right? We're a big crew that wear polos to work and do all that different stuff. So, guys, it's for way more than just golfing. Is comfort of the product as well. I mean, all you see is nothing but raving reviews for all that as well. So, great products over there at Thomas Adams Apparel, guys. Check them out. Once again, Thomas Adams Apparel on Instagram and social media. And there's that website for you there as well. But this is the Open Championship 2025 predictions. Got you guys loaded with sports bets this weekend. So good luck to you. And until next time, Zach, myself, and Mr. Jacob Harris, we appreciate you tapping into the show, my man. We'll see you guys next week.
Thank you.